Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes, back with our coach series. This is a series where I want to explain and break down the most basic common principle movements that we use inside our program and how to cue them and how we're maximizing and optimizing the stimulus that we apply to our athletes to get the results that we get. So for this one today, we're gonna go over one of our favorite unilateral movements, right? This is a progression, or on the flip side to our actual lunge. We have our reverse lunge series, then we have our actual walking lunge, forward lunge, and then into our step up. So today we're gonna go over the dumbbell or overall barbell step up and what I'm looking for and how to perform it in each phase. So starting off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about how we introduce the step up in our prep phase. You see, a lot of athletes tend to just pick up a heavy amount of weight, throw that on either, on a barbell, use a lot of momentum, and they're not really isolating the movement of hip extension that we're trying to perform. So what I want to do to really reduce down the variables, try to eliminate any momentum, is I want to try to get the athlete working essentially so that they can't use that momentum. So first and foremost, what we're going to do is grab the dumbbells. Usually have a bench that's about just under knee height. We do also implement sometimes to increase the complexity, add a higher box if the athlete has the range of motion, or we might go a lower box depending on the actual athlete. This one, Emily is performing, is gonna be right at above knee height. Now, as far as setup goes, number one, when you're holding dumbbells, what I like to tell the athlete to do is simply externally rotate the thumb. Now, the reason why I like to do this is it not only pulls the scap back, right? But what it does is when an athlete internally rotates, they tend to rock them and throw them forward. That's the first part of momentum that they perform with this movement. So go ahead and turn your thumbs in actually and show them what it looks like when they, not all the way in, just like a regular. So you'll see the shoulders slouched and they tend to throw into it like you're getting up. Go ahead and go up, boom. And you can see they kind of rock those dumbbells, and that's the first order of momentum that they perform. So by externally rotating, we simply reduce that, we take that out of the equation, we create a tall torso. Now from this position right here, here's the key kicker. I want Emily to go ahead and tilt forward slightly, right? So the rib cage is just over the pelvis. Now the key is on this back foot right here, I want her to get up on her toe before she essentially starts to push her foot through this bench. So go ahead and drive up. And what this is doing is essentially it's eliminating that bounce out of that back leg. So go ahead and get up on your toe, push, good, and control all the way down. Same thing, one more time, get up on the back toe, push, good. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to eliminate that quick reaction to create that momentum to get up there. Now, as we continue to progress, there's a couple different ways we could do it. We can use a safety bar. Obviously, we can increase intensity of the actual load. We could go to a more axial load or barbell, right? And we can also change the movement up a little bit and add a little bit of dynamic momentum so that the athlete is performing a faster action, right? And is working through a limited range of motion, but really being able to strengthen through that range of motion, right? So I could go a lower box and have the athlete step through, or I can have the same height that we were having, right? Now, don't worry about externally rotating. I want you to get just a little bit off the back foot. Push, good. And all that's doing is as the athlete is extending, right? One hip, they're flexing the other hip and pulling through in the actual step up, boom. And it can make it a faster motion. Anytime I add speed to it, I like to be able to extend one hip and flex the other, just like they would be doing if they're sprinting, all right? Other than that, like I said, as far as progression, regression goes, you could keep it pretty basic as long as you're getting the right stimulus. I absolutely love throwing this in the prep phase because we could really build up that single leg, especially if we have any discrepancies of strength between either side. I hope that helps. That's the step up, guys. Hey, if you're a coach and you're interested in a lot of the cueing, a lot of how to perform a lot of these movements, check out the link down below. I put together a full certification of the past 12 years, an exact plug and play system that we've put together for you guys. Talk to you guys next time.